Hi, I'm Vera and welcome to this video. I'm glad you could join us on our ride today.
And I'm Sloveti Spaghetti. And today we're starting out in the small village of Vallada in the Province of Valencia in eastern Spain.
It's perfect cycling weather, so let's do this.
Today's ride was only meant to be a short one, just to hop along the Riu Canyoles to Xàtiva, then up into the hills that separated us from the Mediterranean. But there was so much to see and so much that pulled us in that it turned into a full-day trip.
Spending the night in Vallada hadn't been part of the plan. And honestly, we weren't expecting much from a small, quiet village that barely makes it onto most maps. But it's often the places you don't expect that end up surprising you.
Take this mural, for example. An image of the path winding up into the hills, painted with such care and surreal flair that it could have been inspired by Dali himself. Apart from that, the village had a neat, relaxed charm. Clean, peaceful, unhurried. Sunday morning felt like the whole place had hit pause.
Even the tortoises basking in the sun down by the river seemed to be enjoying a long, lazy lie-in.
We figured that was a sign of things to come.
But we were wrong. There was action ahead of us.
Part of our route followed the ancient Via Augusta, once the most important Roman road in Spain. Around 15 years ago, parts of it were turned into a cycle route, with signage and some dedicated infrastructure. Just one of countless examples of how recreational cycling helps pave the way, literally, for better, safer mobility, even in rural areas. A win not just for visitors like us, but for everyday riders and local commutes.
Soon enough, the bike path gave way to quiet country lanes, winding through groves of oranges and almonds, always close to the tangled green riverbanks, and to the railway line we would have taken if it weren't out of service due to maintenance. Changing plans mid-journey can be frustrating, but honestly, rolling through here was a treat. If it weren't for those tracks constantly reminding us, we might have completely forgotten that we had wanted to be on a train.
And in the end, this was better anyway. No gazing out from behind dirty glass. No engine noise. No hassle. Instead, time to look around, breathe and have fun. And with no trains running disturbing the quiet and peace, this was thoroughly enjoyable.
That piece came to an abrupt end in the town of Canals. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a crowd forming on a small plaza. And then it clicked. This wasn't just any Sunday, it was Palm Sunday.
Right as we rolled in, the procession began. Drums, palm branches, and what looked like the entire town on the move. As two non-Catholics from a place where religious traditions have mostly faded, we found ourselves fascinated by this entertaining parade.
Eventually, we pushed on to Xàtiva, a beautiful town of about 30,000 people nestled into the hills, crowned by a massive fortress. We already knew the place from past visits and were just aiming to grab some lunch and stock up on supplies. But instead, the entertainment continued.
We ran straight into another Palm Sunday procession. This one was even larger, more elaborate, and more colorful. Don't ask us what the symbolism was. We couldn't tell you in detail, but it was certainly captivating. And once again, cycling took a back seat.
Eventually, we managed to break away and rejoin our route, climbing out of town and into the hills. We did have a destination in mind, but, as is so often the case, it was the journey itself that left a deeper impression.
Within a few kilometers, the scenery shifted. The orange groves gradually gave way to lush overgrowth and then to pine forests lining the ridges. The change in vegetation and atmosphere was swift and striking. Not that we were racing through, it was a steady, slow climb with lots of pauses to take it all in.
At the top, we decided to call it a day and coasted down to a nearby campsite. Not the most charming place, we must admit, but it served its purpose, and it was perfectly located for the next part of our spring adventure in southeastern Spain. We planned to rely on the railway again, only this time we were sure it was in full working order, not for trains, but for bikes, giving us new things to report on for our next video.
Well, that was a truly entertaining ride. We cycled 50 kilometers. What was your favorite part? Have you ever cycled this route before? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.
And if you like this video just as much as we enjoyed this ride, don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos on inspiring cycling routes.
So we look forward to see you in the next one. Until then,
thanks for watching and happy
bye.
cycling!
Bye. Adios.